Hey, hey, hey. Welcome in, guys. Come on in. I'm excited that you're here. I haven't gone live for a while, so bear with me if the tech decides to tech. Let me know if you're on live. Say hi, because then I know that we are live. I'm streaming across LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So let me know where you're joining from. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Let's make sure the mic isn't echoing. Yeah, say hi, guys. I'm going to be on for half an hour. This is a Q&A session. Let me wait until I get some signals of life. Let me check as well on my other devices before I begin. But how has your Tuesday been? Have you had a good Tuesday? The weather in the UK is absolutely glorious at the moment, and we are loving it. I'm just checking my devices. All right. Okay, cool. I can see I am live over on YouTube, which is fantastic. Yeah, guys, come on in. Say hi. Let me know where you are joining from, which part of the globe you are tuning in from. Cool. I'm live over on Facebook, which is awesome. Hey, Malika, can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear loud and clear. Amazing. Amazing. That is good. Good to hear. Good to see you. Let me know how your day has been. So you've jumped on from LinkedIn, so I don't need to check that because you have just confirmed you can hear me. Good to see you. Good to see you. So this session, this is a Q&A call. So generally how I did these previously was within the school community. Those that are on the premium and the VIP tiers had a weekly clinic, but I decided to open it up. There's been some changes in the lab, right? So I added on a new tier. And there's a whole load of different things that I'm excited to share that are coming up. But yeah, so I added on a new tier, and then I just figured, why not open these calls up so that those who are in that new tier can join these sessions, can hear the questions and the answers that are being asked. And if they want to get their questions asked, they can upgrade, right? So you guys are welcome to, if you're on the standard tier, which was previously the free tier, you can hop in. Mona, this is the first LinkedIn Live I've ever attended. Amazing. And I'm in Georgia, USA. Welcome in. I'm excited to have you here. So your girl made a boo-boo, a whole boo-boo. So the guys on the premium and VIP tiers, there's a form that they fill out to ask their questions. Only your girl forgot to put the link to the form. So I was like, where are the questions? There are no questions this week. Like, what is going on? So I have no questions. I'm on a Q&A call with no questions. You guys who are on, you got free reign, right? You've got the floor. If you have a question, please go ahead, drop it into the chat. I'm streaming also. Let me open my phone because I'm streaming over on Instagram, and the comments on Instagram won't come up in my little window with the questions. So let me open it here. So if anybody is on Instagram and you're asking a question, I don't want you to be like, why is this girl ignoring me? So I'm going to pull up Instagram over here. So drop your question if you have one over on IG. So as I say, this is free reign, right? So I'm here until 6:30. Generally, as I said, I will be answering the questions from those in the paid tiers. You guys can listen and get the free, well, not the free game. You can get the game. You can hear what questions. And what I often find, I attended a session with Myron Golden and he did something similar. So I sat in and listened to, I think it was the platinum tiers questions. And so many of those questions were relevant to me. So many of the answers were applicable to me. So yeah, you're definitely going, when it is actually up and running, you guys will get value from it. Hey Camille, my first ever LinkedIn live too. Amazing. Oh my gosh, the weather, Camille. I want to turn the fan on, guys. I'm struggling for you lot. I'm on the struggle bus because I think if I turn the fan on, it will mess about with the mic. So I've turned the fan off. So this will definitely only be half an hour. So yes, and I see Mona has a question. Please, Mona, go ahead, drop your question into the comments. More than happy to answer your question. Yeah, maybe we could test it. Maybe I could turn the fan on and you guys could let me know, is it messing with the audio? Or maybe I'll just feel like I'm in a, and I love a sauna. But that's like intentional, and you're in your bikini and you got ice water. This isn't that. So yeah, I said if I sit down, so I'm standing. If I sat down, I'd probably nod off. So I'm like, stand up, right? So you'll be cool. But yeah, let me know what questions you've got. If you don't have a question, drop in the chat and let me know what your goal is for LinkedIn. What is it that you're hoping to achieve? Who are you hoping to connect with? Let me know what that looks like. All right, let's pull up Mona's question. So Mona asks, what are the success metrics that indicate success on LinkedIn besides getting clients? Obviously, what are the success metrics? So those metrics will be specific to each individual. So if you are using LinkedIn for clients, then obviously that's going to be a metric, a key performance indicator that you're going to be tracking. If you are using LinkedIn, maybe you have an initiative, right, that you want to get visibility around. Maybe you are using it for a movement, right? Your KPIs are going to be different, right? So you would want to know how many, like, how is your network growing? When we're thinking about sales, we're not so much interested in network. We are to a certain extent because eyeballs lead to cash, right? But if your thing is a movement, is an initiative, it could be that you're an entrepreneur, right? So maybe you're in a career, but you treat your career like a business, right? So you are looking at how much buy-in are you getting from your stakeholders, your senior leadership, your C-suite? How much buy-in are you getting into the projects, the initiatives that you're putting forward? So I'd like to know, for you, are you not interested in clients? Let me know, like, what's the goal for you being on LinkedIn? So I think that will determine kind of what the metrics are. For some people, right, they just like that whole kind of influencer creator vibe. So they want to have more followers. They want more people to follow them. They want to have like almost a one-sided conversation. So they're just pushing content as opposed to having a dialogue. Whereas somebody who is optimizing for clients is interested in conversations because conversations is what leads to cash. So let me know, drop in the she said, turn the fan on. You don't mind. Yeah, do you know what? I just think it might cut the audio. Let's see. I've got it on. Tell me if it is like making it, if my audio is coming in and out because your girl is struggling. I'm struggling. But let me know, Mona, what is it that you're using LinkedIn for? What is the avatar, the person that you're wanting to connect with? And then, yeah, I can help you to kind of, your goal is to get clients. Oh, so you just threw me a hard question just for the hell of it. Just for the hell of it. So your goal is to get clients, right? So the success marker for you is conversations. It's booked calls. Obviously, at the surface level, people are looking at, how many likes they got, how many comments they got. But those things are indicators of interest and intent, but there's still a few more steps to go until that transforms into cash in your bank, right? So yeah, things like conversations, sales calls, show up rate, if you host a webinar, how many people actually showed up. Because for somebody, it sounds fine. Oh, bless you. Bless you. I am on, you can't hear it. Amazing. Amazing. I'm on the struggle bus. And you know what? I don't want to open the windows. It's a whole long story. It's a whole spiders. So I'm like, okay, let's not open the window. Let's do the fan, but then the audio. Camille has a question. So Camille said, what type of posts do you think get the most engagement? I want to start sharing the fact I now host panels on topics of wellness and entrepreneurship with the goal of getting booked. Okay. I think for you, the best type of post would be going live. I would say going live. That would be the optimal content type, I think, for you. You said you want to start sharing the fact that you now host panels, right? So you want to demonstrate your skills, your expertise in that kind of live setting, right? So by you kind of going live, maybe you host a panel discussion on LinkedIn. With the tool that I'm using, you can have people join you, right? So I'm using Restream at the moment, but you can use StreamYard, you could use, what's the other one? Riverside. You could use Ecamm, right? There's a number of tools that you can use to go live, but you can have people join you live, right? So maybe you host a panel on LinkedIn. So that would be the first thing that straight away comes to mind. And that gets a lot of engagement because people, you're talking in real time. You can answer questions, you can facilitate, you can bring people into the conversation. I could give you a link now and bring you up on live, right? So it can be very dynamic. I think another content type, let's read it again. I want to start showing the fact that I now host panels on the topic of wellness and entrepreneurship. Another content type for you, I'm staring because I'm reading. Another content type could be like a LinkedIn newsletter that you release periodically. So whether that's weekly, fortnightly, monthly, whatever the cadence that would work for your ideal clients, I think having some kind of newsletter, long form content on those two subjects, wellness and entrepreneurship, would work really well. Newsletters are a fantastic promotional asset because you can add links in, you can add videos in, you could have like a segment that's for a sponsor, you know, so you can monetize a newsletter. So I would say, yeah, a newsletter, going live and newsletters, I think would be the two that I would recommend for you. Malika, my goodness. When they said 35, I was like, yeah, I didn't see it. Did you guys hear the rain yesterday? Oh my gosh. I woke up, it woke me probably at about 3 in the morning, and I was so discombobulated. I couldn't work out what was going on. I was like, what is that noise? It sounded like someone was trying to like tap in through my roof. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Camille said, I do have videos of me speaking on panels and public speaking. Amazing. So you could repurpose those. Videos are getting good engagement on LinkedIn. So you could repurpose those, chop them up, use like a tool like Opus Clips, for example, repurpose those, put those up on LinkedIn. Make sure that your banner as well has a photo. If that's the thing that you're wanting to sell, if that's the thing that you're focusing on, public speaking, hosting, I would have your banner with you in the wild, I call it, right? Have your banner with you doing the thing, so that people know straight away when they land on your profile, Camille speaks, she hosts, she facilitates. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot, the rain. That's the thing with the UK, right? We have all weather conditions all at the same time, right? So make sure you've got your sunglasses, your umbrella, your scarf, a jumper, change your shoes because you need your sandals, but then you need your your welly. Like, it's all weather conditions. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Any questions, guys? Drop them in. Drop them in. And the QR code there, if you are not in the LinkedIn Strategy Lab, scan that QR code. There's a 7-day free trial on at the moment. So you can hop into the lab, get a vibe for the space, get a vibe for the content, the resources, and decide in those 7 days if you want to stick around. If you do, it's $7 per month and you can cancel at any time. Not sure why you would want to, because it's going to be a whole vibe, or it is already a whole vibe. We now have 500 members. Let me see, for my UK massive, $7 is £5.31, right? So it's a whole like giveaway, really. But yeah, scan that QR code and that will take you to the about page, where you'll be able to get more details and decide whether or not you want to come and join us in the Strategy Lab, where I'm helping entrepreneurs, I'm helping intrapreneurs to leverage LinkedIn strategically, right? Because a lot of us are on LinkedIn spinning our wheels, and then we bash LinkedIn. We're like, it doesn't work. Well, you kind of have no strategy. You have no like LinkedIn funnel. You have no pipeline. You're building like almost in the dark without having a dedicated strategy. And that's not to say your strategy will stay the same forever and a day. It should absolutely evolve. All right. All right. Let's see. Hey, hey, hey. We have more people joining. Good to see you. Is it Anna? Oh gosh, I'm going to butcher it. Is it Anna Similar? Good to see you. Thank you for scanning the QR code. Good to see you. Thank you for jumping on. Like I said, do you do live account edits? Edits or audits, do you mean? Do I edit people's account live? If that's the question, no. Audits, yes. I do live audits of profiles. You're listening, you're very welcome. Glad to have you jumping in. You said you love my voice. Are you perhaps from the UK, but not the UK, the US, because they seem to have a thing for the US. And it's so funny. I say to them, like, I remember as a teen and like growing up, we were always trying to emulate the American accent, and they love ours. It's so strange. The grass is always greener on the other side. Mona, I have another question. Is it better to add a YouTube video or take clips of the whole video and post it with a link to the video? So what I have been advised by Des, who is Des, I think his surname's Dreckett. He's in our school community. He's a YouTube guy. What he suggests, and I've tried it, is to take a clip from your long form video. So if you're sharing it on LinkedIn, most people are not going to watch a long video longer than a couple of minutes. So take a compelling mic drop moment, something that's going to pique somebody's interest. Take a clip of that long video and post that onto LinkedIn with a link to watch the full thing. I got another tip from another school creator, Arlen Hamilton, who says that what you don't want to do is, if you're building like your presence on YouTube, you don't want to send the link out initially to everybody for the full video, because people will click on it because they want to support you, because they're being nosy, because they just want to click on it, right? And then within a couple of seconds, they bounce, they click off of the video. So that then sends a signal to YouTube that your video is not compelling, and that's not the case, right? So by having that short clip, you're more likely to get people who are intentional with watching the full thing. Does that make sense? So you said, let me just make sure I'm answering the question fully. Is it better to add a YouTube video or take a clip of the whole thing? Yeah, and post it with a link to the video. Yeah, I would take a small extract of the longer form video, and create a short clip, add some captions, maybe use a tool like captions. There's an actual app called Captions that can make very engaging with the captions. There's an AI feature with that as well. It can add in B-roll. And then, as I say, someone who's seen that knows what it's about and will click onto the full thing and hopefully watch long enough that it counts as a view. This person says, can I shout out Kirby? Hey, Kirby. I'm glad you're watching. Good to have you join us. Good to have you join us. All right, let's see. Lion, how goes it? Hey. Yeah, your memory, you're good. That's how I have to help people to remember my name. Like Helena, but with a C, Chelena, because I get all kinds of pronunciations. Lion is your live streaming guru. So if you are he's in our school community. So if you're in school, connect with Lion. I'm going to get Ecamm figured out. I'm using Restream at the moment because I know that one in and out, but I will definitely be figuring out Ecamm. Guys, I'm going to be here for a few more minutes, so get your questions in. I mean, if you audit LinkedIn profiles on your live. So what I generally like to do is to have the link to have you fill out that form. So if you're in Premium or VIP, fill out the form ahead of this session, because then I can review it in a little bit more depth. When I'm on live, anything can happen. The signal can, often when you're sharing your screen anyway, it can slow things down. But I want to take my time and kind of review it. I want to look at your connected website. I want to look at your content. I want to pour through the things. So yeah, generally, the way I'm going to be doing it, you would fill out the form, ask for an audit. But members can also, aside from these Q&A sessions, they can get audits of their profiles. And I will do that audit, record a Loom video and share that with them with like a playbook and a plan, an action plan for how they now implement the recommendations that I'm giving, if that makes sense. Mona says, yes, we love UK accents. It's so wild. As I said, the grass always seems greener. Like my son grew up watching a YouTuber, this young guy called Evan HD. I had to remind Zach, you are not an American. Like he watched him so much that, he would say Z instead of Z. I'm like, dude, we're in London. It's Z. What do you mean Z? Like he just picked up on the the American accents. Des. Yeah, Des is such a cool guy. We are school besties. Love that. Des is incredible. Great guy. We did a session together in the LinkedIn Strategy Lab. If you go to Start Here, if you go to the Start Here tab, towards the bottom, there's a list of replays. On one of the replays, we did a session on LinkedIn and YouTube. So he spoke from the YouTube perspective, I spoke from the LinkedIn perspective, and it was about all the changes. I spoke about the new algorithm, 360 Brew, and he spoke about the changes that AI has brought into the kind of YouTube space and what you need to do to make sure that your videos are being served and actually being watched. Mona has said, okay, thanks. That's what I've been doing recently. And yes, the click bounce is a real thing. Yeah, absolutely. I do try to wait a few days, before using the link. So what I used to do is I would send it out to my email list straight away. I don't do that anymore. I post the video and then I just let YouTube figure out who needs to see it. I'll take that short clip, I'll post it as a short on YouTube, I'll post it as a short on LinkedIn. And then after a few days, then I'll send it to my email list, because you don't want your whole list descending, clicking, and then bouncing. We don't want that. We do not want that. All right, let's see if there are any other questions. Mona says, I'm newish to LinkedIn, just trying to understand the platform a little better. So, guys, on the 13th, 14th, and 15th of July, I'm doing a 3-day sprint where literally we are going to set up your profile in those sessions, right? So they're going to be 90-minute sessions, 14th, 15th, 16th of July. We're going to get on each day and you are going to come away with an optimized profile. There'll be templates, there'll be assets that you can just literally drop into your profile. We'll be rewriting those sections that help you with trust building, help you with lead generation. Some will be written by yourselves and some I'll give you prompts for. What I probably should do, I don't know if I can. I was going to drop the link into here, but within the school community, it is pinned, or I'll make sure it is. So yeah, if you're newish to LinkedIn, I think that would be a good event for you to attend. A lot of people have not optimized their profile and don't actually know, the sections specifically that are going to help them with lead gen, with client acquisition. So yeah. Camille said, what type of content do you think doesn't work well on LinkedIn that we should avoid? What type of content doesn't work well? So I don't like kind of absolutes. I think with anything, especially with marketing, it's a little bit of, and this is why I have a lab, it's an experiment. It has to be an experiment because your audience are different to mine. So if I say to you, this content will never work, right? I know from my experience, articles are different to newsletters. Articles don't do as well. They just don't. Do I know whether your audience would engage, would benefit, would see value in you creating an article? We won't know unless you try it. And you have to, when I say try it, you have to do it for long enough to kind of get the data to decide, is this something I continue with? Is this something I shelve? Is this something that I come back to? Because again, some things are seasonal, right? Because polls on LinkedIn were all the rage at one point. Like, everyone was doing a poll, everyone was engaging with polls. Polls are kind of dead now, right? But there could be a group, a niche, a demographic that love polls, right? So I would say, knowing your audience, think about who it is that you serve. So if, for example, your ideal person, I know you're doing entrepreneurship and wellness, maybe you're focusing on senior leaders, right? High powered executives, super busy, hardly any time to breathe, right? Are they going to watch a 15-minute video? Probably not, right? They may read a newsletter on the train into work, right? That they can skim and scan and quickly get the information. So with that knowledge of who your person is, you create content on LinkedIn with that in mind, and then you test it. I would say do the thing for 90 days, right? So the first month you're kind of, establishing the habit, the muscle, you're helping your audience to get used to you creating that type of content, right? The second month, now we've got 1 month of data to start to analyze, right? In month 2, you could start to tweak, make changes to that particular content type. Then month 3, we've now got 2 months of data. By the end of that, you could decide whether or not you want to continue with this content type. You've given it enough of a window to test and see, and then decide whether or not you want to continue with it or not. So yeah, I don't have a content type that I'm like, this does not work. because I don't know your audience. And when I'm working with clients one-to-one, we can make, like in science, I'm thinking when I was back in school, you'd have to write out like your assumptions, right? We can make an assumption that we're testing, and you have to do that with marketing no matter what. We have to test to see what's the engagement, and then tracking. The last thing I'm going to say on this, the big thing is like looking at your data, tracking analytics, seeing when you do whatever the content is, what does that translate into, right? If you're optimizing for sales calls, discovery calls, masterclass attendances, maybe in-person networking events that you're hosting, what's the show up rate? What's the conversion, right? If you do more, what happens to those numbers? So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I hope that was helpful and answered your question. But yeah, I wouldn't say to you, this thing will never work, because I don't know your people, you do. So yeah, that is how I would answer that question. But guys, these sessions are half an hour. They're short and snappy because I know you guys are busy. You got businesses to run, families to feed, all the things to do. I super hope that you found this helpful. This replay will stay up for, I may just leave this replay because, as I said, I made a boo-boo. I did not put the form out for premium and VIP to actually ask their questions. So, but generally what will happen, I'll get those questions in, I'll answer them live. In between answering, and if I have time at the end, I will take questions from those that are on live, and then the replay will stay up for a bit, and then it will move into premium and the VIP modules in school. So with that, I'm going to give you back the rest of your Tuesday. I look forward to seeing you in the lab, or when the next Q&A session is next week. I may have to change the time because I just realized the school news is on at the same time, and who doesn't love watching Sam in school news? So yeah, maybe I will adjust the time. But thank you so much for jumping on. I hope you found this helpful. And yeah, upgrade to premium or VIP if you want to get your question answered, if you want audits, if you want access to a vault of strategies. We are having implementation sessions. I'm really big on implementing. If we're just learning but never implementing, then we won't see the results. So with that, I will bid you farewell. And yeah, look forward to seeing you very soon as I hump for the end button, because things seem to have changed. Things seem to have changed. Okay, this is one of those like, see you. Thank you, Mona. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here. Where is the end button? Restream, what have you done? Am I going to be on for the rest of the evening? How hilarious. There we are. I had the window expanded too wide and the end button was then cut off. Cheers, guys. I hope